Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and they continue with Dishonored, Brigmore Witches DLC, BLIND. I've made a proper mess out of this mission, even though it's only the very start. But oh well. Now, what are you doing? I guess maybe I didn't hold it long enough. Like maybe I let it go too quickly, and it didn't. To rewire that, not necessarily.
She had it. Why'd she take my money? I'm not doing it. Not me. Not like the rest of them. How do I get inside? Those cells don't even have locks in traditional sense, I don't think. Like, would I have to be... Does he even have possession? No, so... I guess maybe I would have to use the pull skill. I need another rune for that. I might return here once I get it.
Help! Someone's breaking out! Guards, come quick! Someone is trying to escape! Shit! Gotta get out of here! Trembling hands. Blood from the eyes. Any day now it'll start. Don't make me take that away from you. Ooh, look. He's armed for fighting. I'm not doing it. Not me. Not like the rest of them.
All logbook entries must contain prisoner name. I read that already. Winston Fogarty removed, Elizabeth Stride moved to D24, Lucas Penroe moved to D11, Jane Cochran temporarily removed. As requested, your special order has been filled.
Get out of here, I'm gonna tear you apart. Hear me? That bastard thinks he can taunt me. Just wait till he good day. Dice. Rat, damn you. Settled in over here? Piss off. I don't have any business with you. I heard something. He's gonna make a mistake. Nice. Lizzie's tried. She's in rough shape.
There must be like some kind of a centralized lock for all of the cells, because I can't even interact with the door.
He's afraid. Otherwise he'd come here and settle himself.
All prison personnel will stay clear of the interior
This controls all the cell doors.
Procedures following the escape of Corvo Attano. Except from a case study intended for prison wardens. Following the escape of Corvo Attano, the council appointed by the Lord Regent has decided it is the utmost importance to increase security measures at the prison. The recommendations made by this report include structural measures such as increasing the height of walls, sealing ventilation shafts, and ensuring sewer entrances are inaccessible. Additionally, staffing at the site must be increased to thoroughly cover all exits and maintain observation of all major corridors. Special addendum: in addition to the new measures outlined within, the Council has consulted both the Abbey of the Everyman and the Royal Physician, who is also the head of the Academy of Natural Sciences, asking for guidance and equipment in the handling of those cases which are more exotic in nature. We have dismissed the report of the supernatural in the past as old wives' tales and lunatic heresy, but recent months have convinced us that there are matters afoot that we do not fully understand. As such, prison executive personnel are encouraged to welcome the presence of both the overseers and anyone working under Sokolov's technical guidance. Cell control system reference: set the first tumbler to match the cell section, second and third to cell number, pull the lever to confirm. Ensure that each cell opening request and selection are verbally confirmed. Investigate and report any malfunctions. Okay, this was already stated. To be honest, I would have to remember which cells the items are in if I wanted them. But first, before I open anything, I would actually feel safer if I cleared some more guards out.
What happened here?
Well, somebody got burned to a crisp. Also, the whole place is like overgrown with vines, which is interesting. Lieutenant Wright, the Hatter was brought in trying to stash this loot in the canal when we busted him. Looks like he's the one who hit Lord Brimmon's carriage a few nights back. So far he has not named his accomplices, but once he gets his turn, but he will once he gets his turn in the interrogation room. Document everything and then deliver it to the Lord Regent's office, and make sure none of it gets lost along the way, or it's both our heads.
Is she strapped in right? Good. Doesn't look like much, does she? Comfortable? All right, we'll get this done. Let's start with how you got into Dunwall Tower in the first place. Was it one of the servants that let you in? One of the guards? Nothing? All right. Corporal, use the hammer. That's right. The smaller one. Can't really tell if she felt that. Don't want to break anything. Let's try again. How did you... Wait. You hear a kind of ringing in your ears? What's happening to her face? Is she going to... Oh no! Oh no! Shoot her! Shoot her! Shoot!
Well, I take it she was a witch then. Dear Officer Ashfield, I would like to most humbly request access to documents concerning the new experimental choke dust, which you may have recently found yourself in possession of. I understand this is a delicate subject matter, and I assure you every precaution will be taken with the documents to ensure they remain confidential. If access to these documents is agreeable to you, please have one of your men deliver them to my cell. Prisoner. Location of collaborator in theft of goods. Method: heated metal bolts applied to feet. Promising response at first, but the subject lost consciousness due to shock. A confession to vandalism. Sleep deprivation. Outcome disorientation. Subject falsely confessed to a crime as well as other unrelated acts. Location of a weapon cache tied to the attacks on the river patrol checkpoints. Method water tank. Tank mechanism malfunction. Subject drowned. A name of a conspiracy organizer. Engagement with phobia, spiders. Subject divulged the information before the hatch to the spider basket was even opened. Sometimes when using a power, no mana will be spent. This is pretty awesome. I will take that. Okay, so now on to the cell numbers. So I have to open them one by one. This is pretty annoying actually. I guess let's start with A25, which is the one that was mentioned in the letter. Although maybe I can just open them all one by one without having to run back and forth. I'll do that just to orientate myself in the scope of the numbers.
All cells in Section B are under quarantine until further notice. Prisoners who have been transferred from Section B will be observed for signs of infection.
Blood from the eyes. Any day now it'll start.
Modern incarceration technology. Once again I have been asked to solve problems of the dismal past, and once again I have delivered the solution required by our present situation. As with all of my work, it is simply that a mind capable of understanding their potential is required, for the benefit of the Lord Regent and to the detriment of those incarcerated with the aptitude for escape. I have recently adapted one of my inventions for deployment in that dank and depressing place. The potential function of these devices should be clear to all following the latest round of testing. With the associated power complication resolved, I have therefore recommended two-stage implementation. The first stage involves a recent device, simple to deploy, designed to stun the escaping prisoner. The second is a more powerful deterrent, the lethal and increasingly popular Arc Pylon. In combination properly applied, these devices will make Coldridge prison inescapable. I've managed to get my hands on the experimental formula being tested right here in the prison, a mixture of the prison guard they call choke dust, which is normally capable of rendering prisoners vulnerable for a few moments. However, this new formula has the potential to make the victim forgetful as well. It's as if once breathed in, the dust causes an acute temporary stupor. Prisons of the Isles. Except from the report commissioned by the Royal Spymaster,
The most striking characteristic one will notice when comparing incarceration facilities across the Isles is the outer walls themselves, or in some case, the lack thereof. A well-known and a well-feared prison such as Coldridge, with its long history as the principal prison for the capital city of Dunwall, has a number of physical barriers to keep prisoners from escaping or even attempting escape. Coldridge is housed in a single formidable structure, many stories tall, with tightly guarded gates and tiny individual watch that keeps the prisoners separate, minimizing collusion. The prison is dominated by its high grey walls, and as of late new technologies have been tested for deployment there, further adding to security. The height of the modern incarceration, it is virtually unthinkable that one could escape from such a place. Contrast this with the prisons of Tivia, located in the tundra at the center of that nation-state. At some of the labor camps there are literally no walls. A prisoner exhausted from hard labor, without tools, is still unlikely to survive in the harsh climate or the hungry packs of hounds that rove the frozen wastes. In fact, Tivian prison authorities make it well known that any prisoner is free to leave at any time. In all of the recorded history, no one has made the remote walk across the snow and ice to the nearest city. Interestingly, those who leave are not pursued. They are considered free people, having effectively served their sentences. Later installments in this series will cover the mines of Serkanos, where prisoners must work in order to survive, and the coastal jails of Morley, surrounded by bitterly cold waters that are filled with ravenous hagfish.
I'm not doing it.
Now, this is basically what they described is a Soviet gulag in the Siberia, which basically was this, right? Sometimes it didn't even have walls, it was like a bunch of huts in which they slept and then they worked, like they logged wood all day or something. And even if they had the strength to escape, it was such a remote place that the chances of you surviving that escape were rather slim. Okay, A14, A11 and A10. A14, A11, A10.
Come on, I got something to say. And
And I thought you were in the
A
business
reminder,
of killing.
the Coldridge prison remains under martial law. Guards are authorized to use lethal force against any unidentified or unauthorized persons on the premises.
This better be worth it.
Pull power, distance and speed are increased. Mana cost for the pull power is increased. Okay, doesn't really matter as of yet because I don't have the power, but maybe it'll be useful later on.
Just give me the one chance. I'll never ask anything again.
Okay, so it was D24, right?
Someone's about to get shanked.
All prison personnel will stay clear of the interrogation room until the representative of the Abbey has certified it is free of any heretical corruption.
I know you're here. Wake up, Lizzie.
I'm not telling shit. Wait, who?
Down.
Is that right? Whoever sent you, I'll pay double.
I've come to break you out. You can owe me the favor.
What kind of favor?
Doesn't matter. You'll be dead in another day here.
What kind?
It's just a boat trip. Upriver. Past the blockades.
Then you're out of luck. My boat, the Undine, now belongs to someone else. My second-in-command double-crossed me and took it. A little shit named Edgar Wakefield.
It's a situation I'm familiar with. Can you walk?
Get me out of this damn thing and I'll fly. I can pay you to get rid of Wakefield.
It'll be my pleasure. Come on.
I'll just get my tiara. Down. I think
I'll have to carry her out. Gotta keep my eyes open. I know you're here.
The Sokolov radio interdiction device, or Arx Fatalis, is for use only by personnel trained in proper imperial procedure.
I'll feed your heart to the hounds. I need more men. Faster. Take it. Firing.
down. I think
I'll have to carry her out.
There's a room left somewhere down there, which I would very much like to get.
Somebody who has my money. You're here.
The Sokolov radio interdiction device, or Arx Fatalis, is for use only by personnel trained in operating procedure.
Oh, I'll find you.
When I find you, it's going to be bad.
I'll find you.
It looked like it was somewhere over here, but I cannot pinpoint it due to the...
She's beaten, but not dead. See that her wounds get attention.
It will be done. All quiet, sir. Ready to go.
Not yet.
Not yet. Keep to your post.
Good luck, sir.
It's like almost like it's underneath somewhere. Oh no, it's literally here. I think it showed 48 meters, which was a little bit high of a number for such a close proximity.
All quiet, sir. Ready to go.
Let's go.
Yeah, learned about the Brigmore Witches interrogation. With Lizzie's stride free, you have a captain to take you upriver. Unfortunately, Lizzie's second-in-command...
Dunwall is changing fast. 6 months ago, Draper's Ward was where Dunwall's rich and well-born strolled and shopped and tried to be seen. The plague burned through it in days. Today it's a battleground where 2 street gangs fight over the spoils. The Hatters and Lizzie's gang, the Dead Eels. Lizzie Stride was the boss until Edgar Wakefield betrayed her and took her place. And her riverboat. It's the kind of thing that happens every day in Dunwall. I don't judge him. I've done worse myself. But I need that boat. Edgar Wakefield and I have business.
Allied whalers will dump a crate loaded with supplies overboard near the Undyne. You will have to dive to retrieve the contents, sure. A tunnel dweller has been bribed to bring a rune from the depths of Dunwall and placed it within the reach on the surface, sure. A laborer you saved from the jail cell in Rothwell's slaughterhouse has some useful information for you. Meet him at the textile mill. Changes the composition of choke dust so that it induces short-term confusion. Victims will resume normal, unsuspecting activity after exposure to the dust. Potentially useful. Although I'd rather take this. I'll save the rest for now.
The textile mill used to run off a water wheel before the canal went dry. It started up again recently, and whatever the Hatters did to get it working has enraged the Dead Eels. They're fighting in the streets.
Breaker's Lord ain't yours. We got here first.
Bring out the geezer!
We've been here 8 years. We ain't leaving.
When's your old man coming out to fight?
We've been making something for you, little eels.
What's the matter? Too much knitting to do?
Crawl back to the river. You ain't a real gang. You're just a bunch of mudlarks.
Come on and fight! Or are you too busy making dresses?
Come on, let's jump down in the river after I cut you. Cry for mommy, you little piss. Somebody give me a hand. Let's open the river mud tonight. You're no scrapper. Here we go. It's time for somebody. Get over here. Gutter trash now. Eels fight. Burn.
Hit him hard! He's cracking!
First of all, how did the gas kill me if I have a gas mask on?
Come on and fight! Or are you too busy making dresses?
Dump you in the river after I cut you open. Let's see what's inside. Yeah! Go down, you. Come on, let's get. Catch that, you bastard! Cry for mommy, you little piss. That's what happens when you tangle with a dead eel. Someone wants to get kicked in the cow. Gotta keep my eyes open. Yeah, someone's still around.
Come on, let's get this guy! Catch this, you bastard! Cry for mom, piss pot!
Somebody, give me a hand.
Good.
You're no scrap.
Yeah, that's not the best way to do it, but to be honest, I would rather not subject you to like 5 reloads. So let's just carry on with it. When Karnaca needs workers, come to the edge of the world and experience the place of legend. A dangerous experiment. I
I've come across some old writings that hint at a bizarre ritual, and I'm going to use it to prove to you once and for all that all of this mystical stuff is just superstition. When I get back from my mission in the sewers, we'll do this, but here's the trick. You'll need a bride. Near as I can tell, she doesn't need to be willing. She doesn't even need to be awake. By the outsider's eyes, I don't even think she needs to be alive. So go secure a bride if you can, and I'll officiate this mock wedding. A page torn from an old manuscript, written in a scrawling hand. Bring a man to represent my black-eyed groom. Fetch a woman to represent me in my youth. Lay them together in an eternal circle. A wedding band to bind them, placed on a silver tray. Do this to me, dearie, and I'll give you a wedding gift. Well, she said, well, he said, they don't even need to be alive, so I'll take this guy. Because I would much rather do this with corpses, because I'm not sure how this is going to end. I'm afraid this is a man, though. And I think so is this. I'll look for a corpse of a woman, because I'm not sure how this is going to end for those people involved. So I would much rather not risk someone who is alive.
I'm stymied. I thought dragging it up out of the mud was the hard part, but I have no idea how to open it.
Hammers?
Really? Look at that thing. You think hammers will break it open?
Explosives.
Sure. The sound brings everyone running. Then we gotta share. And what if it calls some heals, huh?
There must be a way. Think what could be in there.
You know what would be funny? If it wasn't locked.
What? Of course it's locked. Look at it.
You mean you haven't even tried it?
What do you think I am? Stupid?
I wonder what it was doing down there in the mud. Fell off a boat? My ticket to the good life is in there. And I'm standing here like an idiot. Are you asleep? Get up. Somebody!
Okay, this is... without the quicker... First of all, did he die? Yes, because he drowned. Without the quicker choking, the slow time isn't really that useful for taking groups of enemies, because there's not enough time to choke them both.
Got anything to smoke or eat?
What? Come on, let's get this guy. Cut this bastard up for the hagfish.
Key required.
The rare oxcrush flower is prized for its medicinal and alchemical properties. Warning from an anonymous friend. As instructed by your whalers, I have dredged this horrid thing up from the depths of the storm drains and placed it in the agreed upon locations in hope that you and only you recover it. But be warned, poor fortune has followed me every step of the way since laying hands on this thing, and I am overjoyed at the prospect of leaving it here and being done with it. May it treat you better than it has me, and if some unlucky local has stumbled upon this wicked bone, heed two warnings. As I have said above, poor fortune will find you, but more importantly, this is intended for delivery to the most dangerous man in the Empire. If you are in possession of something he wants, you may count your remaining hours on one hand. I'll take upgraded agility for now. And then I'll get pull, because I don't need this, don't need this, don't need this, and don't need this. I could take this, but pull is much more interesting.
Definitely somebody about.
We're losing business. I understand doing what's got to be done, but Wakefield.
Lizzie kept to a deal once she'd made it. She weren't no cheat.
Exactly. After last night, I don't know who's gonna buy from us.
Damn it! Tricky bastard! Where'd you run off to? I know. Where are you? Oh, I'll find you.
I do hope I manage to find a corpse of a woman, because if I can't, I won't do the ritual, because I'm afraid I'm going to, like, you know, set some poor unconscious woman on fire or whatever.
So you know the Rothwell place got shut down. And I heard an interesting rumor. Same day that Rothwell vanished, a ship left the slaughterhouse bound for Samara. I'll bet he was on it. Who knows? But he hasn't been found in Dunwall. And a guy like that doesn't disappear that easily.
Dies.
We'll...
Okay, those are sleep darts, so I can just use them without regards for the consequences.
We're losing business. I understand doing what's got to be done. But Wingfield...
Lizzie kept to a deal once she'd made it. She weren't no cheat.
Exactly. After last night, I don't know who's going to buy from us. Damn it!
This post is awful. I almost broke my neck getting up here, and all day the Hatters keep taking shots at me like I'm some kind of carnival game. This morning I saw some lady on the glass roof across the canal, and it kind of has me worried. I think she looked right at me. How did she get up here? Are the Hatters recruiting ladies now? Anyway, since she's up there, I can barely make out this thing she left behind. Can't tell what it is from here, but come nightfall, I might just climb up there and have a roof, or rather have a look. Gotta be wary of that arc pylon they set up down there. If they have that kind of gear, we're just outmatched. I wish Lizzie was back. She would get us out of this. The history of the Draper's Ward. This chapter will focus on the once lavish Draper's Ward. Before the reign of the Kaldwin dynasty, the locale had none of the prestige that it has so recently enjoyed. Draper's Ward was once a simple manufacturing hub for fabrics and textiles, exporting raw weaves to all corners of the empire. Water-driven mills turned day and night to meet the needs of the rapidly expanding cloth industry. For decades, Draper's Ward supported a modest trade, until key manufacturers began relocating factories to Serkonos and Morley. The price of labor in these places were much lower, and the limited availability of the Dunwall riverfront property, which was required to turn the mills, made expansion of operations impossible. After the end of this period, declining production and abandoned factories created an opportunity for a new generation of skilled and ambitious industrialists. A loose confederation of clothing merchants included such luminaries as Percy Oliver, Agatha Chesney, and Mortimer Hart, and they established a new model of business, high-end clothing that was designed to appeal to Dunwall's elite, sold at a substantial markup. The best sartorial designers from across the empire were lured to the boutiques of the Draper's Ward, where they found themselves freed from the need to solicit patrons. In fact, they were elevated to high society, courted and pampered. These powerful and influential men began to frequent the Draper's Ward, paying any cost to be seen in the latest styles. The district was wildly successful. Extravagant wealth and luxury among the proprietors and designers became the norm, but it was not all glamour and fun. Reinventing Draper's Ward was an expensive project, and investigations into the sources of the capital funding their revitalization often led to dead ends. It was commonly whispered that Mortimer Hatt had been a ruthless gang leader in his early years, and it was a very poor secret among the City Watch that he still commanded a private army of hardened men that would protect his interest. A terrible truth emerged over time. While the designers and merchants held court in exclusive boutiques, the mills and factories that produced the clothing were houses of suffering and abuse. Despite the coins generated by the business, the workers who stitched the garments never took part in the flow of wealth. Instead, Hatt's men enforced brutal working conditions on them. As this corruption intensified, with violence occasionally spilling out into the open streets, The well-to-do declined further invitations to shop at the boutiques. Business fell precipitously, and now rumors of the plague looming on the horizon, the golden age of Draper's Ward, may soon be at an end. How do I get inside this building? To be honest, maybe I could have talked with him. I do feel bad about knocking him out now. Oh well. Mummy. My dearest friend, my costume ball will require 3 tailored outfits that are perfectly matching except for color. We are going to play a game with our guests, you see. I am saddened to hear of your deteriorating hands and the hard times on which you have fallen, so as you were my first choice to craft these costumes, I will mention your physical difficulties to my doctor at the party. Perhaps we can be of some service to you. Farewell. Weaverly Boyle.
This place is dead.
No!
Damn! Help! I need a hand here!
You know what? First of all, that was a botched thingamajig. And second, supposedly it's a shop. Maybe we can trade before I knock you out. I must stop doing that.
Welcome to the Draper's Ward Salvage and Resale, or the Black Market if you'd prefer. It's Dowd, right? Recognized your face from the posters. Not that I'd ever say anything to anyone, believe me. I'd be happy to have you for a customer.
What are you selling?
Tell me what strikes your fancy.
He sells a bone charm. I will buy it. Maybe it's the one that makes choking faster. That would be pretty awesome. Yes, it is. It is exactly that. Great. I love that. No! Again, misclick. I wanted to crouch, which is C. Because I'm also going to rob you. I hope you don't mind.
Half the city's dead. We won't make it 3 more months. How did it pass me by? All the others down with the sickness.
Jerome's search for Oxcrash. Hello, Griff. I hope your business is going well. If you're interested, I have a little business proposal for you. The canal here in Draper's Ward has been dry for some time, enough time for the prized Oxcrash to take bloom in the mud. None of the ruffians patrolling the area know how special the flower can be, so I have no competition in harvesting them, but none of the alchemists or natural philosophers that can use them frequent this district anymore. Perhaps I can send you some bushes of Oxcrash to peddle, for commission of course, and I can help you tap into the ammunition market here in the Draper's Ward. The gangs have gone into a full-scale war, so demand is high. Let me know your thoughts, Jerome. Yeah, I do have it actually. So... Don't you want it?
Say, would you consider doing a job
Yeah,
for
right.
me? There's a man whose debt to me is well past due.
I'm not a bill collector.
I don't want the money. I want his head. I'd pay you well. And you can use the money to buy things from me.
Tell me about the job. I might not do it, but...
I'll do it.
Huh. Thank you. Skinflint is a chain smoker. He likes to light up in the old canal tunnel and play Nancy for coin. I'd start there. Make an example of him.
Got it. Now let me see what you've got.
The best of Draper's Ward, all for sale. I hope you're keeping my little job in mind.
Skinflint is still alive. For now.
I know you'll get it done. Tell me what strikes your fancy.
But don't you want the flower? Jerome's search for Oxrush. Yeah, I do have it, so... Oh well. Maybe I'll return later with it. Anyway, this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!